Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today, I would like to do a picture out of this Relax and Color Mandala book by Sunlife Drawing. This coincides with the giveaway that I currently have out on my channel, which is being so generously, again, being sponsored by Sunlife Drawing. So I thought we would go ahead. I have a picture picked out that I would like to color with you. It is one of the black background books, or black background pictures. As I showed you when I flipped through this book, there are black background versions and then white background versions with quotes on each page. So we are going to do this picture. What I wanted to color it with are my Sharpies and Amazon Basic markers. I do have both of my color swatches here, and I did have a viewer ask where I got these cute little containers from. I did get these on Amazon. In one, I have my Sharpie and Amazon Basic fine tip, and then in the other, I have the ultra fine tip. I think because this page that I'm doing is a little bit larger area, I won't need the ultra fine, but I am going to leave a link to these particular containers down in the description below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you do purchase through that link, I do get a few pennies on each purchase, which will go back directly into this channel. So let's open up the container, and here are all of my Sharpies and the Amazon Basics. They're in here, believe me, they're in here somewhere. They're buried. Oh yeah, duh. The white barreled ones are the Amazon Basics. They're staring me right in the face because they do not have names on like the Sharpies, and I wanted to swatch them out. I just gave them each a number. I don't know if you can see that. According to the color order that I wanted them in. Where are we? We're over here. Okay, so that is the order that I wanted these particular markers in. I think I have my camera in backwards today because it does not want to cooperate with how I'm showing things. So we are going to use both the Amazon Basic markers and also the Sharpies. And we will see. I don't really have colors picked out yet, so we will see what we want to do. Where can I put these? Let's put them over here. I was kind of thinking of going with like some yellows, blues, and greens for this, especially seeing as how there's leaves. So let's look at these color charts. I really kind of like this particular green, so I think we'll use that one. That one is Supersonic Yellow. Now on my Sharpies, again, because there were no names on these, I went through many pages, many Google searches, and I believe I have all of the names to each color figured out according to a whole bunch of color charts that I found online. I kind of combined everything, rearranged stuff, changed some names. But once I got everything to how I believed it should be, I then took my label maker and I put the name, if you can see that. Oh gosh, I'm not doing good. This is bright and early on Monday morning, and like I said, I think my camera is backwards, but I did put a label on each particular Sharpie with that color name on, so it coincides with my color chart. So I am going to do some digging through here. Maybe I should have had these out already, huh? Sorry about that. We got neon green, But at least you know I didn't have this all planned out. Okay, that's lime green. Let's find Venus green. Well, what is the other green I want to look for? As long as I'm digging for greens. I think I like the lime. Maybe let's go a little bit darker, more contrast. We got grass green. What should we use in contrast? Well, maybe we will use the Venus green. So that's this one. So Venus green, which is nice and bright. How about Galaxy green? Yeah, I like that better than what's in the Amazon Basics. So let's look for, here it is. Good grab, Lisa. The Amazon Basics are actually awesome markers, and I really, really like them. And they are cheaper than the Sharpies. And so I think we're going to use the yellow from the Amazon Basics. And let's see if I can find that one. The white barrel Amazon Basics. And I think I have it here. Yes. So here we have the yellow from the Amazon Basics. So you can kind of see how the Amazon Basics compare to the Sharpies. Okay, so we have our greens here. Let's pick out a couple of blues. What do we have between the two? I do like the aquamarine in the Amazon Basics. How would that look with the nano blue? Wonder if there would be enough contrast in that. I do like this royal blue too. Oh, decisions. Should we go with the brighter blues, the royally blues, or should we go more with the tealy blues to go along with the greens? What do you think? I think we should maybe go with more of the tealy blues. So I think I am going to go with a couple more of the Sharpies. I think I'm going to go with nano blue and turquoise. So let's see if we can find those. This one is, ooh, turquoise. And, nope, that's neon blue. I thought, oh, I grabbed them right off the bat here. I used to have these in pencil cases. But they were so tight that, and now once I got the Amazon Basics, they no longer all fit in that particular pencil case. And I thought, heck, I'm just going to put them in one of these cases. And it's been working out okay. It just takes a little bit longer to find the colors that you want. What was I looking for now? I'm looking for nano blue. Okay. I know it's here. Let's just throw some of these out here. Okay, here it is. Nano blue. Okay, so I'm going to set this case up here and put this over here. Okay, so here are our 5 colors. This is early on Monday morning, and I wanted to get this recorded before the sun started getting over onto my desk again, so I didn't have to close the patio door blinds. Okay, I do have a scrap piece of cardstock back behind, so let's get coloring. Alrighty, what is everybody up to today? I hope you are having a great day. I know it has just started out. Let's start with the Venus green. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. It just went too fast. Right? For those of us who don't work on weekends, it definitely always goes so much faster than what the weeks go. I don't know how that happens. It's like the time goes by twice as fast. I think the clock is sped up. I don't know how that's possible, but that sure is what it seems. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me zoom you in a little bit. I was way out in no man's land, wasn't I? I did have a request from a subscriber that I zoom in a little more as I'm coloring, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm just hoping I'm not going to get off screen as I color because of course the more you zoom in, the easier it is to get off screen. So I am going to try to watch over on my iPad what I'm doing so I do stay in screen. I do apologize in advance if I am not always successful at that. Because we all know there are those of us color tubists that invariably, the vast majority of us, anyhow, we do periodically get off screen. And of course, it's very unintentional. You notice even when I have a marker that parks on the back, the cap parks, I end up holding it in my other hand as I color. I don't know why I do that. Okay, now I think I want to do maybe these alternating in the color of blues. Okay, let's park it. No, let's go ahead and I want to do the inside of the circles yellow. So let's do the yellow first. I kind of like to fill in the lightest color first, depending especially on the medium that you're using. Because if you do the light first and then the darker, you don't have the chance of, what do you want to say, smearing up the light color from the dark color. I noticed that when I would color with my gel pens. So I just kind of always got in the habit. Of course, the alcohol markers don't, you know, smear together. But I just have gotten in the habit of doing it that way. And we have a Misty Kitty who is joining us. Just don't chew on my cords up there. She is my cord chewer. So when I am done with each recording, I always have to put everything away. Well, hello. Are you going to say hi to the people? You're kind of out of frame yet. You're right here. They can see your whiskers and your nose. And so, oh, she's watching my marker go. Watch her come over and bat at it. And so, you watching Mama color? Does it meet with your approval so far? Okay, now let's go with the blue. And oh, Misty, you're on my book. Thank you, baby. Let's see if there's an even amount so that we can do every other one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this is going to work out. So I'm hoping, like the color chart showed, that there's going to be enough contrast between these two colors. I think before I color all of the others, I am going to pull out the other blue and just see how it's going to look. I hope I am zoomed in enough for you to see better. Now again, remember, when you're coloring with alcohol products on these type of books that have the black background, when you start laying down color, it will definitely be darker than when it dries. Okay, yeah, they are kind of similar, but I guess we got to go with it now, don't we? I should have picked 2 more contrasting blues. Maybe it'll look better when it dries yet. You just parked your butt over there on my book. And I am going to have to move it. Okay, so yeah, let's go every other one. So yes, it is sunny out here, which is awesome. It is, again, a little deceiving because it is quite chilly out there. If you remember me saying we had gotten all that snow last week and we don't know where to go with it anymore. Well, yeah, Wednesday we're supposed to get another, yeah. I mean, not like the last snowstorm by any means, but we're supposed to get like another 5 inches, and it's like, even 5 inches, where do we go with it? Okay, let's go with the little bit darker blue. Yes, I have a supervisor over to the left of me. She's seeing if Mom stays in the lines. Right, Misty? She must be happy. She's laying over there just a purring away. You're a big mama baby, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a big mama baby. Okay, let's get this one. So I hope to, you know, have this just a 1-part color and chat for Sunlife Drawing Month. Can you believe February is now over half gone? You know, I can't, in the first place, believe it's February already. Sorry, Misty, I got to turn a little bit. Now you got fur on my book. Because doesn't it just seem like Christmas was? You know, and when you would hear your parents say, oh, just wait till you get older, you know, the older you get, the faster the time goes. Boy, I'm finding that to be true. Holy cow. It's like, when did I get to be in my 50s? I don't hardly remember going into my 40s. Oh, now I'm dating myself, aren't I? Okay, let's go in and we are going to fill in some of this yellow. And I am going to again make these yellow. I had an experience yesterday. My boyfriend and I periodically drink Diet Sundrop. Now, for many of you, you will not have heard of Sundrop because it is kind of a local soda. They are branching out a little bit more, but it's more well known here in Wisconsin. And what color should I make these? Because I'm going to use greens up there. I got the blues here. So I think I'm going to put the dark blue out here, and we'll just put, okay, whatever. Let's go with it. Anyhow, we, yeah, drink the Diet Sundrop. And I had opened a can yesterday, and it just didn't taste right to me. And so I had Bob taste it, and he thought too, it just tasted different. It tasted off. So we thought, well, that was a fluke. Dumped it out just in case there was something, you know, wrong. And I grabbed the wrong marker, didn't I? Uh-oh. Boy, I'm batting 1,000 today. Anyhow, this will be okay. Yeah, it'll look fine. So we, dumped that soda out. And I opened a new one. That one tasted funny too. And I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure it is just not my taste buds. And so I had Bob try it again. And he's like, well, what the heck? Tasted off to him too. And we came to realize that, and we're not sure about this, but we think that possibly it is regular Sundrop and not Diet Sundrop. Now, can you imagine? I mean, for us, it's just, a few extra calories. And I know, don't say it. I know there are those that say drinking diet soda does not help you in the weight game. That the artificial sweeteners are just as bad as if you would drink the full sugar version. I just have become so accustomed to the diet versions of soda that I now prefer them. So anyhow, getting back to the story, if that is the case where, I don't know if it's the whole 12 pack that this happened to. I hope to heavens it's not like a whole pallet of soda or, what have you, that this happened to, if that is the case. Because, like I said, for Bob and I and for others, it is just, I did do it right. Them are lightening up. Yay. For us, it's just a matter of some extra sugar, some extra calories. But what if a diabetic like my grandson were to, because that is one of the few things that they can easily drink that they know won't have the extra sugar. Yes, it does have the caffeine, so you still have to watch it. So my grandson does enjoy a Diet Sundrop here once in a while when I am watching him. Now, would that not be awful if a diabetic drank that soda, thinking it was diet, so they didn't adjust their insulin like we have to do with my grandson when we know he's going to be eating something sugary? You have to compensate, of course, with insulin beforehand. So I think that would be just awful if that is truly what happened, because now that Bob had mentioned it to me, I'm like, it really does. It tastes like it's regular Sundrop and not the diet Sundrop. So I don't know. I'm stumped. I don't know what it is, but let's see. If we go light, dark, light, dark, light. Yeah, let's do that. And again, I am hoping to get this done right away this morning, but I don't know if the sunshine is going to agree with that decision. And so I may either split it up into two, or I may just pause this video and either close the blinds and continue, or by that point I'll see how long the video is getting and I will just put out a shorter part 2. Okay, as long as I have, rather than flipping this book around all the time, I think I am just going to switch around for each leaf and color in the leaf all at once, so I do not get you people dizzy. How warm is it by you guys? Who's from the southern states and who's like me up in the northern states? Or if you are one of my international subscribers, where are you from and how is your weather there? I'm always curious to hear, like, you know, subscribers from the UK or, you know, other places overseas. Sometimes I don't know. What is your weather typically like over there? I don't know if, you know, you possibly get as cold as us. If you're more like weather in the south, where in wintertime, gosh, they actually get down to maybe the 50s or the maybe even 40s. I think I'll go around here with the darker blue. So yeah, I'm kind of curious about that kind of stuff. Am I still in frame? Yeah. Where everybody is in the world. I am hoping I eventually get some more international subscribers. I love hearing from you guys. I'm just really enjoying reading all of the comments from you, especially as I am getting more subscribers. I have to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, especially to all my newest subscribers. I am just blown away by the number of subscribers that I am getting relatively quickly. I started this channel the beginning of the year. Well, for the most part, the beginning of the year. I did have that first video out of the review of the second edition of Fantasia, but I put that out in, I believe it's 2017, and I only did it because they wanted a video of it for the review. And I thought, oh, that would be kind of fun, start up a YouTube channel. Yeah, that's as far as it got. Because I thought, oh, lordy, this is going to just be too much work. I don't know how you people do it, those of you who have YouTube channels. And so nothing just ever came of it. It just kind of sat there for a couple years, well, a year and a half. So, yeah, I was logged on as Lisa's Coloring Corner, even though I do have another YouTube login with my other email, not my coloring channel email. But I would just always log in under this one because when my grandkids go and watch YouTube, they are logged in under my other one. And so, you know how you have things pop up in your feed of suggested videos you might be interested in? Well, yeah, and on that particular account, all of their things pop up. So my grandson's, all his Minecraft videos pop up. My granddaughter, Maddie, likes to watch, you know, Minnie Mouse and Puppy Dog Pals, all of that. So I don't want that coming up in my feed. So I would always just stay on as Lisa's Coloring Corner, even though I wasn't putting out any content. And then I don't know why, I just decided at the very end of last year that I was going to start making videos. I can do that too. Little did I realize at that time truly how much work can go into having a YouTube channel. But I also am having a lot of fun with it. I'm going to be turning you guys around now as I go around the mandala. Mandala. Have to remember that it is mandala. So yeah, I'm having a blast with this channel. I definitely have not run out of things to record, videos to make. As a matter of fact, I have quite a few coming down the pike that I know of already. And I have gotten a number of requests from you wonderful subscribers that would like to see me do this, that, or the other thing. And I promise I am taking them all into consideration, and I do want to get to each and every single one of them, because each one of them were wonderful, wonderful suggestions. And they were things that, most of them were things that I had talked about doing in previous videos. With the request, though, it just kind of bumped it up in the line of what I want to do in future videos. One was, got a couple actually, about the diamond painting. So I hope to do that one in a little while. I do think that that one is going to be a little bit of a series, because there is just so much to diamond painting. You know, it's not like you just sit down, haul out a couple things and start diamond painting. No, it's a little more involved than that. So I think I'm going to start just a little mini series on diamond painting. And I realize there are a number of you out there that are not interested in diamond painting whatsoever, and that's fine. Just, you know, you can skip over those videos, and I will have additional content out there that hopefully you will be interested in. And I won't put all of the diamond painting videos, you know, one after another. I don't think. I'll play that by ear when I get to it, but I am, you know, thinking I will intersperse maybe some color and chats and things like that in between. The diamond painting world is growing by leaps and bounds. I cannot believe how much it has grown since I have, gosh, I am really backwards today. Look at that. What is going on? Okay, we gotta go this way and we gotta go this way. Oh my heavens, this is awful. And the sun is really starting to come around the corner. So I do think I am going to pause this. I'm going to flip my phone around or do whatever I have to do so I am not so backwards and I am making you guys dizzy trying to get on screen. So I'm going to pause right now and I'm going to go close those blinds. I may have to turn on the light possibly under my desk so this isn't too dark, especially with the black background. So I'm going to pause this right now, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. I have now closed the patio door blinds, and I did turn the light on up here, so I think we should be okay. Let's continue on. I flipped my phone around, which I normally can't have it this way, or it is backwards. But now today, I don't know. I'm confused. It doesn't take much on a Monday morning, though. I used to record it this way because my jack, my plug-in on my iPhone is on that end, and my microphone comes out there, and then I wind it around, and I plug my microphone on. Well, then it was coming to the point where that was backwards for me, so it looked backwards when I kind of glance at the iPad to see if I'm in frame yet. And so I flipped my phone around so the jack had to be on the other end. And so I had to flip my microphone cord up over my phone so it wasn't in the way of my recording. So it was a little bit more of a hassle, but I thought it was more important to have the video not backwards on my iPad. So that's what I had been doing. And now today, it just decided to mess with my mind. I think I will just go ahead and do this one too. I forgot to look to see how long that first recording was so I can kind of determine how long this whole video is going to be. It is now 8:30 here, and Madison comes around 9:30. So I have about an hour yet. Well, a little bit less because I got to get this stuff packed up and stuff before she gets here. I do not want her getting into this stuff. And a 2-year-old, you know, definitely will. Yeah, she loves all of Grandma's coloring supplies. She has a set of markers of her own, some water-based markers. And I give her some blank, really super heavy cardstock that I had bought in at some point in the past that I don't know what I was thinking or what I truly bought it for, because sure hope I wasn't thinking I was going to get that stuff through my printer, because it is extremely heavy cardstock. And I don't know what pound it is, but yeah, it's really heavy. So I have been letting her color on that paper, and she just loves scribbling with the markers, and we go through colors as she is coloring with them. So we, you know, talk about which one's purple, or I'll tell her to get a blue one out, and she definitely knows blue because that is her absolute favorite color. Used to be where everything was blue. You'd pull out a yellow marker and you ask her what color it is. Blue. Pull out a purple one. What color is it? Blue. Even though I don't know why she would say it, because she knew it wasn't blue. Because if you'd ask her where, you know, ask her the question a little bit differently, and you ask her where is the purple marker, and she'd pull out the right one. So you knew she knew the colors. But yet you ask her what color it is, and it's blue. Such a funny girl. They're so cute when they're that age, aren't they? They're a handful, but they are cute. I remember when well, I shouldn't say remember. I can kind of remember when my kids were that age. And, you know, when you're younger and you're working full-time and trying to raise a family, and it gets to be so hectic at times, right? For those of you who are raising families currently and trying to work full-time, or you're a full-time homemaker, which is kind of a dying breed nowadays, right? Most or a lot of families need the 2 incomes. But, and don't get me wrong, I think a full-time mother at home has to be one of the hardest jobs out there. I don't think I could have ever done it. No. Loved my kids dearly when they were little. I did. But I had 4 of them. Well, I shouldn't say had. I was raising, put it that way, 4 little ones. And the 2 youngest were only 2 years apart. So, you know, Cameron, my boy, was only 2 years old when I had my youngest, Mallory. And, you know, then I had my older 2 who fought like cats and dogs. So yeah, just getting everybody out the door, off to school, dropping the younger two off to daycare, you know, and then first getting to work in the morning is like, okay, you put in, mom's put in, I'm going to put these over here now. Mom's put in half a day before they even get to work, right? And I shouldn't just say that. I don't want to exclude any fathers out there, because I know there are many of you who help out in the morning and can, in some cases, are the ones who get the kids up and fed, give them their breakfast, and get them off to school. So, but I think the majority of the time it is the mom. And I know in my case it was. And my then husband started work much earlier than I did. So it was just, of course, more feasible for me to get them all up, get them dressed, get them fed. If they were, taking a cold lunch, pack them lunch. That didn't happen real often. Usually they had, took the hot lunch meals at school. But, sometimes if there was a field trip or, whatnot, you had to pack them a cold lunch. Make sure everybody had lunch ticket money, which, of course, the kids never remember to tell you when they need lunch ticket money. Because back then, you didn't have an account, that you put money into like they do now. I think probably all schools are like that now, where you have an account and you put in 20 or 30 bucks or whatever, and then they let you know when the account's running low. Or it could be even more automated than that by now. I don't know. I've obviously been out of the loop for quite a while. So what we always had to do is you could buy either a daily lunch ticket or a weekly, and of course the weekly was cheaper than the daily. So yeah, you'd buy them their weekly lunch tickets, and they would get punched in the lunch line every day. When they were punched all 5 days, of course, you needed a new lunch ticket. And yeah, my kid and I, wouldn't be able to keep track of who needed lunch tickets when. Good heavens, I'm lucky I remembered to get them bathed and clothed, right? When you have so much on your plate as a young parent, you don't remember things like that, and you would think it could be part of the responsibility of the child, but no. So then, at least at the school that my kids went to, you were allowed to charge a ticket. So you could charge like a weekly one, but then of course you were expected to pay for that. Well, then they wouldn't tell me that either. Until they had, a couple weeks worth built up and were no longer able to charge. And it's like, well, of course you don't want your kid to go without a lunch. So it's like, okay, school will definitely let you know you have to pay for this balance due, or your child is not going to be able to charge any more lunch tickets. And by that time, it has built up. And yes, before that happens, typically you're like, okay, don't think I bought so-and-so lunch tickets for a while. I better check on that. Because, yeah, your child is not going to remember to tell you that. As much as you think you have going on in your life and you think their life is just so simple, I always tried to tell myself, well, remember when you were young? Your biggest thing that you had to worry about was, who am I going to play with at recess? Or when you were a little older, oh geez, I got to study for this test. I got that paper to write. So, you know, I guess kids, and especially nowadays, much more than when my kids were growing up, kids have a lot on their plates. Not as much as their mom and dad, but they shouldn't have as much as their mom and dad. I think kids nowadays are having to grow up way too fast. Typically, these kids have way too much on their plate, and they cannot be just a kid. They cannot enjoy being young like we used to. You know, we used to be able to just play, and, you know, our biggest concern was, like I said, you know, who am I going to play with at recess? Or, you know, what am I going to do this weekend? Or, you know, shouldn't have to worry about the bullying like they have to worry about nowadays. You shouldn't have to worry about the security at your school in case some nuthead goes on a rampage. You know, to have all these security guards in place now and have, you know, security cameras, and at the bigger schools, actually, the security guards, I don't believe our smaller schools around here actually have the true security guards, but they definitely have the doors locked whenever you come in. Of course, you have to check in at the office. You can't just go roaming around the school, which, you know, was always the case. Any visitor always had to check in at the office, but in many schools now, you can't just come in the door and check in at the office anymore. You have to be let in the school. And unfortunately, in this day and age, that is a good thing. You know, you have to show proper ID. You have to, you know, say why you're at that school. Not just anybody can pick up a child anymore. You know, you have to, and even between parents, because let's face it, there's many, many divorces nowadays, and ex-spouses that do not get along and are having custody battles, and you hear these horror stories where one parent would pick up the child at school when they weren't supposed to because they didn't have visitation that week or whatever, but due to a divorce that's going bad or a custody battle. Let's turn this book around. Sorry about that. Flip it back up the right way. There. How do you think that's looking so far? I have to have a clock in here because I cannot see what time it is. I think we're going to color for a little bit more, and then I'm going to, again, pause this. I don't want to make a part 2, so this video may end up being a little bit longer than I initially thought it was going to be. I didn't think this was going to take too long to color with marker, with alcohol marker anyhow. So we will color a little while longer, and then I will pause it, and I will come back to it. Hopefully tonight, or probably more likely in the morning. So we will get off that depressing subject of what the world is coming to in this day and age, because it is pretty depressing to think about. I hate thinking what my the world my grandkids are coming up in, being raised in, versus what my kids were raised in. I can't imagine what the next generation is going to be raised in. Can you imagine what the electronics alone are going to be like? I mean, each generation has, you know, such advanced, okay, where am I? There we are. Such advancements in the electronics world, along with, you know, vehicles and just everything that, yeah, I in another generation, yeah, I cannot imagine what it's going to be like. What color should we do in here now? Should we do a green? I think so, because there's blue here. So, with the black circles, why don't we go with the lighter green in here? Where am I at? Here we go. And I'm just going to go, I'm not going to worry about going around these things. Heavens, they are black, so I don't have to go around them, right? Well, there's white ones up here, so I will have to go around that. Sometimes when I have circles like, you know, especially in this case, it's not quite so bad because they're relatively large. Sometimes when I'm doing a more detailed picture and I get to things like this, I will make sure that these circles are dark colored and then this bigger spot is open, or a lighter color, I should say. So then the lighter color, if it gets onto that dot a little bit, when I color this in with a much darker color, you can't tell. Whereas if the reverse were true and you did these a light color, like a lot of times I like to use yellow or a light bright color for the circles, and then you color in here with a dark color, say, you know, the dark blue, then you really have to be careful around them. So you just do a little bit of different kind of planning, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to be doing up there. But it may just be because I don't have a lot of yellow in here that I may, matter of fact, the more I think of it, yeah, I think I will do the yellow here and then probably dark green or maybe the other blue in there. Haven't planned it out yet. Do most of you plan out your things ahead of time? Especially regarding colors and where you're placing the colors, or do you just kind of go with the flow? I typically have a kind of a color scheme in mind before I start. And when I do my beloved patterns and mandalas, I many times, most of the time, use a limited color palette of usually around 4 colors. There are some designs that just looked better with only 3. And there actually are some where I just loved to do just a 2-color palette. Something with black especially. I would do like a red design and then have a black color in with a black background. And of course, this is with my beloved gel pens, glitter gel pens. I don't use the other kind of gel pens at all anymore, simply because, oh, book is getting caught on my mic cord. Simply because I don't like how they lay down, where are we? How they lay down color. Oh, I'm still off. Okay. My screen froze. Oh no. I can't tell if I'm in frame. Come back, screen. Come back. No, it still froze. So I'm hoping I am on screen here. Jeez, I'm having all kinds of problems. Let's, oh, no, it says connection lost. Oh boy. Now I'm in trouble. I was having problems with the iPad helping me. Oh, it's back. Yay. Thank you, iPad. I'm so glad I had figured out how to connect my phone to my iPad with this app called Screen Share. I think that's what it's called. And then, yeah, you just transmit from the phone to the iPad via a number that you input on the iPad, and then you connect the two. And you do, in the control center, you start a recording per se. It's scared me at first when I seen that, because I'm like, I don't want to record my screen, which is what I thought it was going to do. And essentially what it's doing is it's broadcasting out to the iPad. It's not actually doing a recording. So it's a little misleading, but you know, it shouldn't say recording. Recording to me is when it is making a copy of something that you can look at. You can watch back later or something. To me, that's a recording. This is just a broadcast. So, yeah, but it does work good. The only thing that I wish it would do is fill up my entire screen on my iPad. It's just a very small portion of the entire iPad screen that, here we go, ready? That shows up on the iPad screen. So it definitely helps. Don't get me wrong. It definitely helps me to stay on screen and not, not get too much out of view. Like I said, it definitely happens, and I'm getting, oh, I'm just going to go right over the top of these. Because there's little bitty pieces down at the bottom that have to be filled in too. What was I saying? Oh, because it's still, for the most part, it shouldn't be back, you know, as backwards for me anymore. I'm going to go from the side here. You know, it shouldn't be, yes, there we go, as backwards for me anymore. And then this morning it kind of threw me for a loop because everything was backwards. And even like now, when it's recording correctly, it's still, okay, which way do I go? And I really am hoping to get better with each and every video that I put out. So bear with me with my learning curve yet. I thought I would be better at it, and I thought I was getting the hang of it. But it is, like I said in the beginning of this video, it is much harder the more you are zoomed in to stay on screen, of course, and harder for some reason it is for me to move in the correct direction to get back on screen. Either the picture is backwards on my iPad or my brain is backwards. And either one could very possibly be true. Especially on a Monday morning. Oh boy, oh boy. I am typically more a night owl than a morning person. So I do not go to bed until 12:30, sometime after midnight. But then little Bella has me up usually by 6:30. Or if I wake up and I move whatsoever, then of course she realizes, oh, mommy, I must go out potty now. So don't want her to have an accident in the house, so we go out potty. And then, of course, you can't go back to sleep then. Apologize for any light flickering over here. Midnight decided he wanted to play with the blinds. think we will just finish this yellow. Don't look at my finger. I got some ink on it from yesterday. Looks like a big freckle. We're going to just do this yellow. And then I am going to stop for today. For you, it won't be very long at all, because I am going to just continue the video on, I'm going to continue it on, okay, which one am I coloring now? This one. I'm just going to continue on the same video. So again, it may be a little bit of a longer video, a longer color and chat, but there are many, many color and chats that go much longer than this one's going to. I know I've already done one that's been close to 2 hours. I know there are others like Anne who many times have done 3-hour color and chats. So if you don't like watching it all at once, just break it up. If you're like me, I love the long color and chats, and I just curl up in my chair with what I'm coloring and turn on the color tubus and just listen to them ramble on like we have a tendency of doing. Okay, I am going to leave this here then. Let's back out and hopefully my remote will work. Of course. Oh, I was going to say, of course it won't. Okay, but it is cooperating. At least something is. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. We don't have a whole lot to do around the outside. I am going to put my markers away so Maddie can't get at them. And again, when I am done with this video, I hope to remember to leave links to both of these cases. Well, they're the same. You can just pick the different designs that you want. So I will just leave a link to the case itself, and then you can, you know, pick out what design you want. But yeah, they're really nice. These, of course, are larger barrel, so this one's a little bit fuller than what the ultra fine tip case is. They fit really nice in this case, as you can see. See, these are the Amazon Basics for the ultra fine. And again, I numbered them all, but you know, they're exactly the same. If you can see that, they're exactly the same as the ultra fine tip on the Sharpies and the Bic markets, because I have all the Bics too. So yeah, and again, I marked them all with the appropriate names that go with the color chart. But yeah, so the Sharpies and the Amazon Basics fit in here real well. The ultra fine tip, matter of fact, I have room for others, but I don't want to mix in my Bic markers with this. I like keeping them. They come in such a nice plastic case that opens up. For those of you that have the larger set of the Bic marking pens, Bic marker, they changed their names. It used to be Bic markers. Now it's Bic marking. I don't know. We just call them Bic markers. They come in such a nice plastic case. The large set that folds open and then it folds back together. Them are one of the very few coloring mediums that I just leave in the case that they came in, which is very rare for me. So we are going to put these markers away because of Miss Madison coming, and I will just leave these 5 out. I'm going to hide them in my drawer. Hate it when she does manage to get any of my alcohol markers, because of course a kid's going to get them on their hand, kind of like I do. Us adults even do it. Okay, I'm rambling on. So we will pick this up. I probably will, I don't know, like I said, I'm not sure. I may finish it tonight and then get it out either tomorrow, Tuesday, or possibly Wednesday. I have a number of additional coloring book collection videos that I have all recorded. Not sure when I'm going to be releasing each one. I do also have a video I recorded on a set of alcohol markers I had gotten. It was a name I had never heard of, never seen anybody review. And also a new marker case that it's totally different, never seen anybody review it. So I have a video for that out there too, and I'm not quite sure when I'm going to be putting that up, but this one will probably be going up before those, because this again coincides with the giveaway that is going on from Sunlife Drawing. So with that, I'm going to end it for now. For you, it's just going to be a pause. And I will be back a little later to finish this picture. So we will see you in, for you, just a little bit. For me, either tonight or tomorrow morning. Bye, guys. Hi, everybody. I am back. For you, it was just a few seconds. For me, it is now the next morning, and I would like to continue with the picture that we were coloring out of this Sunlife drawing book. This is the Mandalas book. And we were coloring this. Okay, so I'll hit my knee under my desk. Okay, let's see. What color do we want to go with for these two? Let's use the lighter blue and then the darker green. How about that? Let me zoom you guys back in. How's that? Okay, we will start up here. Now, I know I already asked this, but for me, it is the next day. So, how is everybody doing? It is cold here again this morning. We are about 10 below. And remember in past videos, I talked about how much snow we've gotten and the fact that we do not know where to go with it anymore. Hard to see out our driveways when we're backing out. You're halfway into the street. Well, tomorrow we have another 5 inches coming, 3 to 5. So hopefully we'll be on the lighter side of that. But then, in addition, this weekend we have yet another winter storm coming. It's like, oh, Mother Nature just does not want to give us a break. I mean, we've already broken the record for February's snow. We have never gotten this much snow in the month of February. We crushed that record already. And we're just, you know, a little over halfway through February. So we are making history. Woohoo! So yeah, I imagine Bob is not going to be too excited when he hears the forecast. I mean, we knew about the snow coming tomorrow, and I am recording this on Tuesday. So Wednesday is when we're supposed to get more snow. And then, yeah, this weekend should be interesting. Just can't catch a break. But then other parts of the country, they're really worried about flooding concerns. So, you know, I don't know what's worse. I think the flooding would be worse than all of the snow. But yet, you know, I am hoping, really hoping we are going to have a slow melt in spring then, because otherwise we are going to have a ton of flooding up here too. like we've had some other springs. We have had horrible, horrible flooding because it would just all of a sudden warm up tremendously in, say, you know, April, or whenever Mother Nature decides it's time for everybody to come out of hibernation. And yeah, it was a few years ago, we had horrible flooding, water all over the roads. And well, this past summer down in southern Wisconsin, they had awful, awful flooding because they had just gotten so much rain. It was right around actually when Bob had his surgery because, you know, as I stated in past videos, we have to travel a good 2.5 hours down to Madison in southern Wisconsin, which is where his doctor is. And that was right around when the flooding was the worst. And that was last August. And there were many streets closed when we had to go down. You know, usually you have to worry about roads closed because of construction, you know, all that nice construction in summertime. But no, this was due to roads completely covered in water, especially down by the lake, which is where we had to go. It was down by one of the lakes in Madison where the UW hospital is. So yeah, that was not fun, having to try to find our way around a bigger city that we weren't familiar with to begin with. And thank heavens for GPS, right? What did we do in the days before GPS? You'd have to pull over, get out your map. Younger kids don't even know what a map is anymore. There was one commercial I had to just laugh at because it's so true. There was a teenager with his mom in the car, and I can't remember exactly what the commercial was for or how it even started out. But it showed the mother handing the son let's go this way, a paper map, and he's like, "What is this?" And she said something to the effect of, "It's, you know, how you're going to find your way around." I don't know if she was trying to teach him a lesson of some sort, but it's like, yeah, young kids these days, they have no idea what a paper map is. Or that, God forbid, you'd have to stop and ask directions. Now, if you just take a wrong turn, or you missed your street, or what have you, the GPS will just recalculate and tell you where to turn around or an alternate way of getting to your destination. So, yeah, I am sure glad we had the GPS when we had to go down there. And yeah, I imagine there's going to be some flooding concerns up here. Well, everywhere. Everywhere that there is snow right now, because pretty much the whole country that has gotten snow, that, you know, us northern states, has gotten inundated with snow this winter. You know, first we had that freezing cold. And I know some of you in the southern states We've been getting hit with snow, but you guys have been getting hit with rain. So I don't know if any of you in the southern states have been having flooding right now. I heard once upon a time that for every inch of rain you get, it equals 1 foot of snow. So if you get like, you know, a couple inches of rain, it would actually be 2 feet of snow. Doesn't that sound unreal? So for those of you who are getting like, you know, 4 or 5 unbelievable inches of rain, that would be like 4 to 5 feet of snow for us. Oh my heavens, I can't imagine that. I mean, we've gotten plenty of snow, but I don't think it's quite that much, thank heavens. This has been quite enough. Bob's out there just about every day trying to, you know, clean up and get what's left in the driveway scraped down and try to widen the driveway out just a little bit more so we can make room for, or he, I should say, we, I'm not out there, can make room for yet more snow coming. Because pretty soon, you're not going to be able to get in and out of the driveway. It just keeps getting narrower and narrower. And because we did buy that used car, that is sitting in the driveway because, but the only thing wrong with it, I mean, it's in great, great shape. Can't remember what year it is now. It's an older car. I think it's a 2004. But the one thing that is wrong with it is the driver's side, and naturally it has to be the driver's side. Window does not go up and down, so Bob has to put a new motor in it, which he's done many times before. It's not, you know, something hard to do or an expensive part or anything. It's just too cold to do it. You know, we don't know anybody with a heated garage or anything like that where he could do it. So that is sitting in one side of the driveway. Then Bob parks on the other side of the driveway. And lucky me, I am in the garage. I should be the one having to park outside because I don't have to leave as often like he does every morning. There are times when I do have to pick up Heather's kids. I have to meet her at work because for some reason or another she's running late. Had a meeting with Jaden's school or had an appointment. So sometimes I do unexpectedly get a text from Heather, can you meet me at work? And I'm like, sure, when? She goes, in about 10-15 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. Quick put the shoes on and get out there. Okay, what do we want to do with these? We will alternate colors. And I do want to do yellow up in here and probably here. So I think we will go with probably the dark blue and light green, huh? So yes, what is going on in your neck of the woods? Anything exciting? Other than the weather, it's been pretty quiet here. with all of this snow now, all you can hear to the north of me are snowmobile after snowmobile after snowmobile, because they're up towards the highway are these snowmobile trails, and they run along the highway. My marker is really bleeding out of the lines. Stay away from the lines, Lisa. And unfortunately, with the snowmobilers having a good year this year, they can all get their sleds out, and we had beautiful weather this last weekend, so yeah, they were out in full force. You'll see them coming into town. It's kind of funny seeing snowmobiles in town, but they stop downtown. There's actually kind of a trail that goes to the gas station. One of the two that we have in town. Remember, we're a small town. And they gas up their sleds in town and then take off out of town. But yes, along with all that nice snowmobile trails and weather comes the bad snowmobile accidents. And unfortunately, there have been so many snowmobile deaths already. The trails actually have not been open all that long around here, and between here and northern Wisconsin. That one weekend alone, I think there were 5 deaths attributed to snowmobiles. And yes, sometimes it is due to either drinking, so it's alcohol related, or speed, or a combination of the two. Take a corner too fast, you end up going straight instead of turning, and they hit a tree. That is another very popular, if you want to say, not a good choice of words, but another way that people have died in the past on their snowmobiles. And it's, it's so funny because these snowmobile trails run from bar to bar, At least they did. I don't know if they're still like that, but especially up in northern Wisconsin, yeah, all the trails lead from one bar to the next bar. Yes, there are a lot of trails through the fields and the woods and things too, but many of them lead to bars because people will stop, not just to drink. I'm not saying everybody stops there to drink. They also stop to go to the bathroom. They stop to get something to eat. And they stop sometimes to warm up. Now, the sleds and, whatnot nowadays are nowhere near like what they used to be. I mean, they have the heated handlebars, and the clothing that they have out now is, good till for, 20 below. So they typically don't get cold like they used to in the past. But depending on how cold it is outside, I imagine after a while it still gets kind of chilly, or you need a break from sitting on the snowmobile, just like motorcycles in the summer. So many times when you get a big group of motorcyclists out in the summer, they kind of do the same thing. They'll stop at the bars just to take a break. It's not necessarily to drink. Yes, and sometimes, you know, some cases that happens. And in summertime, you do hear of the motorcycle accidents like you hear of the snowmobile accidents in the wintertime. And it's so sad. I mean, it's sad when anybody dies in an accident like that, but especially when it's, you know, a real young kid who had their whole life ahead of them. So, yeah, been having a lot of that happening. You know, especially on the weekends when people are out really enjoying the weather and the fact that we have good snowmobiling this year for a change. Boy, there was a number of years where it was just horrible. They never were even able to get their snowmobiles out, and everybody practically was trying to sell their snowmobiles because, you know, they just weren't getting any use out of them. So the past couple winters have been much better. One good thing about getting all of the snow, between that and the ski hill that is near us, they have not had to make near the amount of snow as they've had to other years. Initially, of course, they had to make the base with the snow guns. And I'm surprised if they do not get sued because when they make the snow up there, oh, let's go this way, it drifts, and it drifts so far that it will drift down like onto what we call Grand Avenue, which is one of the main thoroughfares in Wausau. And some neighborhoods really get hit hard. You'd swear that you know, we had gotten a whole bunch of snow the night before, because they'll wake up and their ground is just covered, and it's not from Mother Nature. But it has also caused horrible accidents because, like, Grand Avenue would get so slippery from this man-made snow that is drifted over onto the streets. And granted, there's not a whole lot that the ski hill can do about that. I mean, you can't control Mother Nature if the wind is blowing in that particular direction. And I have no idea if lawsuits would hold up in court, but boy, they've had some bad accidents because of it. So I guess good and bad to everything, right? Always the flip side. And you try to look at the good side of things. I always try to look at the glass half full rather than half empty, because it's just easier getting through life by doing that. If you're a pessimist about absolutely everything, you're just not enjoying life as much. Bob can be a real pessimist, and it can drive me crazy. You know, I'll say one thing and he's like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. And it's like, don't think that way, you know? I'll point out the good and he'll point out the bad. Many times what he points out, though, can be very true. And sometimes I guess I'm just sticking my head in the sand and not looking at some of the realistic parts. And my screen has frozen, so I apologize if I am out of view right now. It's amazing how much I rely on that iPad now since yeah, we lost, oh, there, we're back. Keep losing connection lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe we can blame the weather for that too. Gotta blame something, right? So, has anybody been disappointed with the fact we didn't get mail yesterday due to President's Day? Do you have anything coming from Amazon or somewhere else that you didn't get? We so rely on our mail every day, right? Except for Sundays. Oh, good, it is going to come out even. I always worry about that when I do every other one. It's like, oh no, am I going to have two together? I know I have a couple of things that should have been here yesterday, but nothing that I'm, sitting on the edge of my seat waiting for. So that is just fine that it's going to come today. And I imagine they're going to, let's see, here we go, probably have a bunch of packages to deliver. Just like when we had that horrible, horrible cold where we had our, 50 below wind chills. And I don't ever remember in my lifetime this happening, but there actually were 2 days that the post office closed and we did not get mail. And I totally understand that because there is just no way. Now, our mail carriers here in town do not walk from house to house. But like in Wausau, your bigger cities, these mail carriers are walking out in that. And even here, we have a mail lady who drives in town. And we have, for the most part, most of us have these banks of mailboxes that we all walk up to and get our mail. And so she still has to drive, all over town to deliver the mail, get out, get all the packages out of her trunk, and stand in that bitter cold and put the mail in the correct slots. And, so she's out there for quite a while and has to repeatedly do that throughout the day. So even in her situation, there's just no way. When we had wind chills like that, excuse me, that the mail could be delivered. They're just, I can't imagine for even construction workers or, anybody that has to work outside, to work in the extreme conditions that they do. Not only the bitter cold in winter, but then the horrible heat and humidity that we can get in summer. Now, we haven't had real hot weather in quite a number of years. We haven't hit 100 in a long time, even the 90s. It was quite a number of years ago. We had temps in the hundreds for like 4 or 5 days in a row, and that's highly, highly unusual for us. We up here in Wisconsin do not get near 100 too often, which is a very, very good thing. That is just too hot. Even the 90s is very hot, especially if you get the humidity with it. And boy, I don't have to tell you guys in the South that, right? I know you have horrible, or can have horrible conditions in the summer. When we were, you know, we up here are enjoying our 70s and 80s, you guys are sweltering down there in 80s and 90s with your high humidity. So while we complain about our winters up here, while you guys are enjoying your 40s and 50s, you know, we have to remember that we enjoy our summers up here probably much more than you guys do down there. And because we have the 4 seasons up here, I think we appreciate our summers a lot. Well, those of us who don't like winter especially. But you know, we get the 4 seasons. We get the real pretty spring when everything starts turning green. I just love that. And as you can tell, yes, summer is my favorite season of the year. Spring is so pretty too. You know, when all the trees are budding out and you get your flowers popping through the ground. Birds are starting to sing because they're coming out, or coming back up from the south. And oh boy, that just talking about it is so making me look forward to spring. I say that as we have another snowstorm bearing down on us. I'm really looking forward to spring. I think Bob is too. Everybody, because, well, except for the snowmobilers and skiers. Everybody's sick and tired of shoveling and snowballing already. And it's only February. Yes, it's getting closer to spring, but unfortunately, we have a lot of winter left. And Mother Nature does not care when it is the first day of spring on the calendar, because she says, no, I decide when it is spring, not the calendar. And yeah, she can be pretty fickle. Old Man Winter and her have to get, well, let's go this way. Come on, Lisa, get it together. They have to get together and decide when one is going to give up and the other one can take over. We have Old Man Winter. Is there anything for summer? Is there a name? Boy, I have not worked with my Sharpies in quite a while. And they color so nice. Along with the, I know I mentioned I was going to link, put in the description, a link to those boxes, or, well, they're not bags, those pencil boxes. I will also put in a link to this book, and I'll put some links in to some packs of Sharpies and also the Amazon Basic markers for those of you that would want to check them out. Because they are nice. They color nice. Those Amazon Basics, boy, for the price, you can't beat them for an alcohol marker. It's just too bad they don't come out in more colors. Can't remember how many are available. I think it's just, what, a dozen maybe? 15? I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah, it'd be great if they would come out with more colors. All of the Amazon Basic products seem to be pretty good. Again, for the price. I mean, you can't expect professional products for, you know, the price, but they are pretty good. Let's start over here and start with our circles. So we shouldn't have too much more to go. It has been over a half an hour today already, in between this recording and yesterday's 2 parts, because I had to pause and go close the patio door blinds. I know yesterday's came to about an hour, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer color and chat. Okay, I think I gotta go this way because my book is hitting over there. So I apologize if you don't like the longer color and chats. Just break it up then. For those of you that do like the longer color and chats, this is for you. Yesterday, I was so excited. I didn't even notice it. One of you, and you know who you are, pointed it out to me that I hit 500 subscribers. And I'm like, what? I hadn't looked for, well, I don't know. It had just been a couple of hours prior that I had looked, and I was only at, oh, I don't know, 470 something. I'm like, how in the world could I have gotten 20-some subscribers in a couple hours? And so I went and checked, and sure enough. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so excited. So I was thinking, you know, right away, okay, then I gotta make that video for my 500 subscriber giveaway. And I was trying to think what I'm all going to include in that. What I'm going to do for the international subscribers, because I do want to give them something too for that particular giveaway. And then I check a little while later, and I'm back down to 470 something, and I'm like, what in the world is happening? I do not understand. So I was a little disappointed, but, and this same subscriber pointed it out to me, and it is probably the truth that I had a bunch of subscribers just subscribe to me for the giveaway. And once the winner was announced, boom, there they went. Now keep in mind, we subscribers are not in, I mean, I didn't start this channel just to see, how fast can I get to 1,000 subscribers, you know? That's not it. But I do get a little teed off, and I'm sure this is true for not just us color tubers, but anybody that has a giveaway, that you get these people that subscribe to you just because you're having a giveaway. And then once the winner is announced, there they go. It's just not fair to those of you who are my true subscribers and are really there to support me in my channel, because you guys are the ones that deserve to win that prize. And I think so far I have lucked out, and those of you that have won the couple of giveaways that I've had so far are my real quote-unquote subscribers. So yeah, I've been lucky that way. But I just, you know, there are those that go through and they do a search for giveaway and they just subscribe. I know there was another color tubist who just addressed this on her channel too. And I just thought I would mention it too, because I notice it's happening to me, or I'm assuming that is the reason why my subscriber count has just been going crazy, up and down. It's just, it's not right. And unfortunately, you know, there's just nothing you can do about it. I guess it's, you know, it's just part of YouTube, and it's part of having a channel. But it's, you know, and when you do have giveaways, you know, there's really nothing you can do about it. It's just unfortunate that there are those types of people out there who just like to take advantage in any way, shape, or form. And well, I was going to say I'm sorry if you're one of them, but I guess I'm not. And like this other color tubist who talked about it said, you know, maybe I'll lose a few subscribers because of it, but she was right. You know, you don't know if you should address it or not, but like I said, because it just seems pretty obvious in how my subscriber count fluctuated so much yesterday. Now, for those that have thousands upon thousands of subscribers, you might not notice it as much, but because my channel is relatively new yet, you know, and I'm not even to 500 subscribers, although I do have to say, for the amount of time I have only been, oh, come on, Lisa. I am showing that I am relatively new yet, right? I have only been at this for a little over a month and a half. And I cannot believe where I am at already. And I have all of you to thank for that. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love reading all your comments. So when I do ask you, you know, how you're doing, or I do ask questions of you, I just love it when you guys answer me back. It's just, it's so much fun reading the comments from you guys. I love it. And I love when, you know, I get so many wonderful comments that, you know, say, I love your channel. I love listening to your coloring chats. It just, it's a feel-good message. And, you know, it's kind of why we do this. We don't do it for them. Oh, my heavens. Is my screen backwards again today? Maybe it's just because it's early in the morning. We're not in this to do it, you know, we're not in it for the money. We're in it to share a craft that we love. Many of us have gotten into coloring for the same reasons. Either it is for anxiety or depression or chronic pain. And coloring is just a way to kind of escape, right? Escape the horrible things that you're having to suffer on a daily basis. I know for me it was the depression. Oops. The depression and the anxiety problems. And I hear that from a lot of you. And not all of you. Some of you are just creative and you love coloring, and that's awesome. You do a lot of different crafts. Like I used to do needlepoint. I loved my needlepoint. Now I have a very large Cluny tapestry sitting in the closet that I have not worked on in years. And I have done a couple of the Cluny tapestries in needlepoint, and they're quite large, extremely detailed. For any of you that have seen those tapestries, whew, just oodles and oodles and oodles of flowers in the background. So they are very time consuming, but they're just gorgeous when you get done. So I think I have 3 of them done, but those were done in yarn. Now this one that I once upon a time was working on is, and I actually have one more kit that I never even started. They are done in floss. And so much tinier stitches, but the picture is, you know, much more clear, if that makes sense. So yeah, who does, you know, other than coloring, I guess that brings up a question. Who does other crafts besides coloring? I know I myself, as I have stated in the past, am a huge diamond painter. Love diamond painting. And I still color a lot more, especially now since starting this channel, more than I diamond paint. But my weekends typically were always dedicated to diamond painting, because it was the only chance. You know, it was too hard to, just didn't feel like getting it out, because yeah, I got to put my stuff away when I'm done, or Miss Madison will get at it. So, you know, I always have to haul it back out each time I want to diamond paint. And I hope my hand isn't in the way too much here. So yeah, it's not like you can just sit down and pick up where you left off. And so yeah, my weekends, I kind of, you know, again, I dedicated it to diamond painting. And, you know, of course I would have to get my cleaning and cooking done in there sometime. We do have to still have those adult duties, right? Unfortunately. All those things you put off during the week, like laundry and vacuuming, dusting, although I do not dust like I should. I hate dusting. Which household chore do you guys hate the worst? I don't mind the vacuuming. I don't mind the picking up. I mean, I'm picking up after Maddie constantly, because otherwise my house would be trashed by the end of the day. 2-year-old, it's amazing how much a 2-year-old can get out during the day. And I am trying to start to teach her that she has to help Grandma pick up. You can't just get the messes out and leave it lay. But a 2-year-old can be very obstinate, you know? You help Grandma pick up. Yes, Maddie. No. It's amazing how fast they learn that word, right? No. So yeah, diamond painting is about my only other craft I do right now. And I was talking about possibly doing some diamond painting on this channel. I know it's getting so popular that many color tubists are getting into the diamond painting arena and are showing diamond painting. And I have had very favorable response to that, and you guys definitely want me to do some diamond painting. So I've been thinking about that, and I'm getting some thoughts together. I plan on doing kind of a mini series, if you will, on diamond painting, starting out with, you know, kind of the initial setup. What is diamond painting? What a kit looks like when you first get it. What do you do with it? So just from the very, very basics. And for those of you that know diamond painting, the beginning videos wouldn't apply to you. So again, that's another one you can just not watch and skip past. But for those of you that have never done diamond painting and are interested, it is just, oh, it is another very addictive craft. Oh my heavens. And like my coloring books, I have quite a stash to do. And not small ones either. No, when Lisa starts something, it is definitely go big or go home. So I had a couple people ask, I would love to see your stash of diamond paintings too, and it's not quite sure how I would do that, because right now they're kind of all stacked up. I'm zoomed in, so it's hard for you to see, but I'm pointing to my left up on top of my filing cabinet, and yeah, they're kind of piled high up there. I have not ordered any in quite a while. I did, however, win some for any of you that order off of AliExpress. I don't know if you are aware of the fact, on their home screen, they have something that's called, I think it says something like daily freebies. And every single day, you can look through that list and you can apply for 2 free things every day. And so I do that every morning. And I've won, what is it, 2 or 3 diamond paintings now. And yes, they are the smallest, typically the smallest size that the painting is available in. They're quite small. But that's fine. I actually kind of wanted some that were smaller, because I do have so many very large diamond paintings to do. I have many that are 60 by 80 centimeters. And for those of you that don't know centimeters, like the majority of us, we are not familiar really with the metric system. That is quite large. And so I have to do all of those large ones at my drafting table that I got. And it's in my living room. So, you know, of course, that's just not as comfortable as sitting in my chair in the living room. I think we'll come down here. You know, so I was thinking, okay, get a few of these little ones, and granted, they're probably not ones that I'm going to want to frame and put up on my wall, but I thought, oh, these would be awesome to just sit in my chair and be super comfortable and just, you know, watch TV or listen to TV, I should say, and do some of the smaller ones in my chair. My drafting table isn't terribly uncomfortable, and the chair I have is pretty comfortable, but unfortunately, you're leaning over quite a bit to do this, and I do have a bad lower back, and so actually when I lean over like that, it's not even my lower back that hurts, it's my mid-back. So I do have to take breaks, just like you should with coloring. Yeah, when you're diamond painting, you have to take breaks also. Let's see if we can zoom back out. Come on. I didn't think I was at this. See, I'm under an hour, but yet, let me see if I hold this down, if that will work. There we go. Yay. Okay, there we are, and we are finished. What do you think? Can I get this? There we go. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty. I do love this color combination almost as much as I love my purples and pinks. I do love the orange, blue, and yellow together. It's like I said, it's another favorite one of mine. So I think it turned out pretty, and I hope all of you enjoyed this long color and chat. I see this one is almost an hour. So again, between yesterday's and today's, and I'm putting them together, it will be almost a 2-hour color and chat. Okay, so I am going to, before Miss Madison comes today, I am going to get this all in the editor on my computer, and I am going to get this all spliced together, these 3 parts and my intro, and get it created, and that all takes a while. Get it uploaded to YouTube, that takes a while too, especially when they're this long. And I believe I am going to upload this and get it out there for you guys tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. So I hope you enjoyed this long color and chat, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. That really helps me. And any comments, leave them below. Again, I will be including some links to this book along with those pencil cases, or in this case, marker cases. And also some of the sets of the Bic marking markers, the Amazon Basics, and some sets of the Sharpies. So if you want to purchase anything through those links, I am an Amazon affiliate. I have to put that out there. So if you purchase through those links, anything through those links on Amazon, I do get a few pennies from each purchase, which will go back into this channel. I can show you more things. So if you have not subscribed already, please consider doing so and hit that bell so you're notified when I put out any additional videos. I hope everybody has a terrific rest of their day or evening if you are watching this in the evening. And as always, happy coloring.